Well, after many months of waiting after these sets were released in the UK, they're finally here. The latest wave of the Doctor Who character building Lego-ish series. Now, all 4 sets that are in this wave have been released in Australia. I've only managed to purchase the 2 and do plan on purchasing the silent set soon. However, let's have a quick look at these ones. Now, as you see, it's got a very typical box design, much like the original TARDIS set, except that we've got, as you see, the different minifigures, and of course, the dematerialized TARDIS, with the same kind of writing and information written on the back. The Dalek Spaceship has a very expansive box size, not quite as big as the TARDIS set still, but, you know, decent. And we've got a very nice box art with your typical kind of these sets writing on it, with an interesting little blurb here. Something about the Daleks, the most feared creatures in existence, blah 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 blah. Everything that we kind of already know, showing a couple of the features. What's interesting to note is that these sets have actually been released before the figurines. The figurines are due out next month in Australia, and these have just come out this month now. This set in Australia was $100. Sorry, $80. And this set here was $30. So there you go, that's an interesting price comparison. Please feel free to tell me what you pay where you come from for these sets, because as I know in my last sets, they were very much cheaper both on the website of these and on Amazon. Alright guys, now I'm going to open them up, and I'd love to do a speed build, but somehow I think this is going to take me quite a long time, and I don't think I have enough space on my memory card for that. So we're just going to leave this be and see where we go. Very briefly, I'd just like to say, they've done it again. They've just put all the pieces in all the different bags, and now I've got to play the sorting out game with 420 pieces. Wish me luck. Now that I've completed these 2 character building Doctor Who themed sets, we can have a closer look at what they actually entail. So first, let's go into the Dalek Spaceship set. Now if we have a look at the instructions to start off with, they're very similar to the other instructions from the character building series. However, I like to thank them for putting that kind of detailing on the front. Now my first thing is that there aren't actually any instructions in this anywhere to tell you how to build the Daleks. Now, you know, you probably don't really need instructions to actually be able to build them, but still it would be nice. Second of all, we've still got the problem where each step, the bits that aren't being used go this, you know, kind of paley, bluey colour. And although, you know, I understand what they're trying to do, they're trying to differentiate, you know, the parts you're putting on in this step as the parts you're putting on the step before, but it gets really confusing, especially when you're doing stuff like this, and we move on to the next step, and trying to attach these ones, because you don't know where you're actually attaching them, because you can't see the colour of the pieces you're attaching them to. So I think it would be much better for them to dull the colours rather than completely make them all the one colour, because it gets very confusing. Once again, if we keep looking through, you know, reasonably good instructions, the only problem that I have with them, apart from the ones I've already mentioned, is that once again, we're not told any instructions about where to actually put on the stickers, and the final model doesn't even have them on there. Look, that's the final model, and we have these piece diagrams, so we have to go up to the box to find out where the stickers go, and for that reason, I've still got one sticker left. I'm not actually sure if it's meant to go anywhere. If anyone could tell me where they put theirs, then I'd love to find out. Okay, now onto the actual set itself. On the outside, it's a very nice set. Because of the soft nature of this plastic, and the way these shapes have been designed, they don't always fit in completely seamlessly, but then again, I don't think that really matters to the shape. I mean, I think the use of these stripes is really effective, and the transparent dome is really nice. Now if you turn it over, oh look, you can see I've accidentally broken off one of the legs. We've got an interesting kind of design here, because remembering that these only appeared, last time they appeared, sorry, was in the Series 4 finale when we saw a lot of them, and then we did see some in the Series 5 episode. So character buildings really had to kind of make up what the inside and the outside almost of these sets look like. Now we've got this nice little kind of ball pattern, which is reminiscent of the pattern on the Daleks themselves. And these 4 little legs, which I don't think are meant to be on the vehicle, spaceship, whatever you want to call it when it's in flight, but do make it stand up more nicely when you're actually using it. And so, if we lift it up, we can see we can actually take off the lid. If I can actually get it off, that'd be nice. You can probably hear the bits going all over the place. Oops, there we go, another leg's fallen off again. There you go, you can see that the top comes off reasonably easily, and we've got this really detailed interior. I was very excited about this interior. As you can see, you've got like all these kind of strange control panel, these pipes, which I think always look really cool, cylinders, control panels, and this. Now, I'm not really sure what this is meant to be. I think it's meant to be some kind of laser cannon, but like, it's cool, but why is it on the inside of the spaceship? That's what I don't understand. I mean, Daleks don't go, la la la, let's take off the top of our spaceship. Okay, now we can shoot people. So I'm not quite sure what that gun is doing inside the spaceship, if that's what it actually is. If you don't think it's a gun, then feel free to tell me what it is. And then we come up to this, which is meant to be the detachable skimmer car. So if we push it out, like so, noting that sometimes it does have a habit of falling out by itself, you get this very cool little... I don't know, I haven't seen a skimmer car in the series, so they've done a very good job of kind of making their own little skimmer car thingy. So overall, they've done a really good job with this set, especially because, as I've explained, they haven't really seen these vehicles in the series as much. And I think they've taken the creative license to design the interior of these and done a really good job of it. Now we can move on to the actual Dalek minifigures themselves. Now, I was really, really impressed by these guys. I mean, I was thinking, oh, you know, maybe they're just going to do a recolor of the Daleks that we already have, in case you've forgotten what they look like. Here's one here. But when you look at them, you go, hang on, these are completely different. I mean, if you look at this, we've got a completely new headpiece with the different join. We've got different eyepiece. Oopsies. Sorry, guys. We've got a different neck piece, as you can see. We've got a different body. Even this base part here, if we put them side by side, you can see that because it's smaller, the ball things are smaller, and the base is even smaller. In fact, on close inspection, even these items are smaller on this one. The only part that's the same is this, which is why it looks a little bit long maybe for the proportion of the Dalek, but still a very good model, and I think the gold colour really works. And even when you've got 2 of these ones together, you can still tell which one's Supreme, but it also makes these ones look kind of more, you know, stupid. But that's all personal opinion. What I was happy about is that I actually got 2 of these, like the packet says, because I've seen other reviews on YouTube, where people have only got 1, and they've gotten a red one instead, which would be a little bit annoying. But I think, if anything, this set's worth getting for these Daleks, because they are really cool. And now I hope I can collect the black one in Series 3 of the figures when they're actually released in Australia. So that's the look at this element of the set. So what's actually wrong with it? Now, I think this is the kind of same criticism I've been giving to all the character building sets so far. Despite the construction in this being a lot sturdier than it is in the TARDIS set, and I mean a lot sturdier, like the frame doesn't fall apart or anything, I still think that those legs and this bit, oh, there you go, tend to fall apart just a little bit too easily, and I think that it's really unfortunate that, you know, we haven't got Lego making these, because I know that their bricks are a lot stronger and hold together better than these ones. And you look at them and you go, there really isn't much difference, but it must be those couple of, you know, quarters of a millimeter that actually allow, you know, the Lego ones to stick together with just that extra bit of strength that these ones don't have. And so I know from experience that when using this one, this base has a tendency to kind of like literally just drop out. My second smaller criticism of this set is the Daleks don't quite fit, because I mean, like, yeah, they fit here, but I mean, without the base, they really don't have a lot of room to move around and see the thing. So you can't really put them on here because they don't quite fit, and you can't put them here because, you know, they don't go sideways. They only go, you know, they can't go like this. They have to go like this or like this. So there's not a lot of room for the Daleks to fit inside, and as I've explained with this, when you're trying to attach Daleks to it, it kind of just falls through the hole. And my last, obviously, criticism is the price. Now, not that, you know, if we have a look on the bottom, $80 is that unreasonable, because I mean, you know, that's the same kind of price you're paying for Star Wars Lego. But because you don't have that quality of the bricks, as I've already explained, you just sometimes feel a little bit miffed that you have to pay at such a high price for these sets, when people in the UK don't pay high prices for these sets. So I really think that, you know, that maybe a little bit expensive, but overall, I think this is one of the better character building sets, and I actually recommend it more than I recommend the TARDIS, simply because they've done a better job of this one. And probably listened to some of our reviews on YouTube. Good work, guys, got to keep it up, and actually change their designs. So on to the TARDIS, but not an ordinary TARDIS. The Dematerialising TARDIS. Now you're probably thinking, well, I've already reviewed one of these TARDIS sets, so not much could have changed, right? Wrong. I was surprised by a difference in this. For the first one that struck me was, I think the design of the box was different. I can't quite remember, but I had a feeling it was stuck on with a sticker, rather than being stuck on like this, much like the boxes on the larger ones. So they didn't have these like stuck and glued flaps. The second thing is that this set comes with two different versions of the Doctor and Amy. The ones that come in the TARDIS set, the really big one. So then why, when I open the box, did I get some of these guys? The original, oh, if you come into focus, the original Doctor and Amy. And I think that is the kind of thing which character building really needs to fix up if they actually want these sets to sell. Because I'm sure this is the kind of set, because it's only $30, which I know is still more expensive, but, you know, for Australian prices, not too bad. A $30 set, and you might buy that for the minifigures because you don't want to pay the money to go through the blank packaging and eventually find the one you want. And then to get a figure like this, I don't think that's good enough at all. Doesn't worry me, of course, because I do have one of the other Doctors and Amy's. In the same case with the Dalek Spaceship, if I got a red Dalek, I would not be happy. However, that aside, we've got the same kind of instructions. And interesting to note that this piece here, the inside piece, is optional, which is good because it gives me a spare. I have to say it would look kind of strange since we can see through the TARDIS. And now if we look in this, we get some interesting things. Is that what I think it is? It's instructions on how to apply the stickers! Yay! Cue applause. So for that step, and for this step, and this step, we get instructions on how to apply the stickers. They're just not on the blacked out model. So we get instructions to put on these stickers here, and the ones on the top, which you can hardly see, and these ones on the side. What really frustrates me about this, however, is that it tells you that the sticker is meant to go on the top part. See, if I know that when I'm building my other two TARDISes, because they'd actually given me instructions, I wouldn't have had the problem where, I think I told you about my other review, that this police box sticker goes over two pieces, which means when you're taking the TARDIS apart, you have to be really careful, otherwise you rip the sticker in half, and that really detracts from the look of the TARDIS. So if only they'd actually put this in earlier, we would have been able to save ourselves a lot of hassle, Whovians. But anyway, it's good to see that they put it in the end. We've got, once again, this kind of spare sticker syndrome where we have to have two of everything, which I really like. I think that's a really good idea, especially with these windows, because I did screw one of those up, put a new one on. What I thought odd was that I had 3 spare pieces. Now, I didn't have any spare pieces in the Dalek set, and now I have 3 spares. But I built it right, because otherwise they wouldn't all fit together. So, I don't know what's going on there. Now, if we have a look at the actual TARDIS, it's very, very nice. I really like this TARDIS. Like, you go, oh, why would you want a see-through TARDIS? But you can do some really cool transition effects, which I might show you at the end of the video, with this TARDIS. And I think that it's just really cool. I don't really know why, but the see-through effect is something different. I think it's a really cool way to add something collectible to your layout, Thinking Trains, your collection of these sets. So overall, I don't think there are really any other faults, apart from the ones I've already explained to you. Except that the Scan Me, which is included on the side of these boxes, I couldn't get either of them to work on either of the boxes. So I was wondering if anyone else had any luck trying to get those Scan Me codes to work. But apart from that, you know, this is a pretty good set. I would recommend you get the blue one before you got this one. But if you already got the blue one, definitely go out and get this one, especially if you're making movies like Malcolm Who, like I am. So overall, I think these are two of the better character building collections. And I say that, you know, I'm planning on getting the Silent set, so there should be a review coming up of that soon. However, the Doctor in Berlin and the Girl Who Waited set, not looking forward to those, so I don't think I'll be getting those. But as you can see, if you've got any questions about these sets, feel free to ask, and comment on the prices wherever you are, or if you bought them for a different price, and if you've had the problem of these figurines being different, or these figurines different, and if you've noticed, as I explained, the issue of them kind of falling apart a bit easily. So that's all for now. I'll quickly include a clip of what the dematerializing TARDIS look like, and don't forget to stay tuned, watch Mark on Who, and keep watching. Don't forget the competition that I have running at the moment, guys. There's Doctor Who prizes on the line. Alrighty, that's all we've got time for now from TrainzXtreme.